How do we as fathers connect to our children that are nothing like us? That's what I want to talk about today. I was talking with a friend recently who, like me, has 3 kids, and we were talking about the complexity of having multiple children, all who have different personalities, that handle things differently, they have different interests. And, I was telling them about how when I had no kids, that was one of the things I was most excited about, was seeing the different personalities and having, a family where, you have those dynamics play out. But what I have found as I've had 3 kids is that a lot of times that's actually the hardest part, because I have all of my kids I relate to in some way, right? And I think we all have that. But you also have kids that are a lot less like you than the other ones. You have some that are just like you. And it's always a battle because you want to have a good connection with your kids, right? I mean, kids are a gift from God. You want to be there. You want to be a part of their life. But it's hard when you have a kid who isn't like you. So what do we do? What do we do when we have kids who are not like us? They don't have the same interests as us. And I think there's a lot of different things that we can do. I think the first thing that we can do is to simply try to get involved in their interests. What are some things that they're interested in that you can find interest in? And some of you, that may be harder. If your kid's nothing like you at all, maybe that'll be more difficult. If you'll have some similarities, maybe it'll be easier. But what are they interested in, and how can you participate in it? I think the second thing is to avoid the desire to force them to be like you. When I was younger, I played every sport. If there was a sport to play, I played it. And I've always thought it was important for kids to be in competitions. So early on, we put our kids in everything. And what I ended up finding is that not only did they not want to play, they actually ended up hating the sports because we made them play. And then being, the dad who wants their kids to do the best they can, there's a lot of times where I probably was not as patient as I should have been with them during the sports seasons because they weren't trying. It just wasn't in their wheelhouse. And so I think don't force them to be who you were as a kid, and don't force them to be what you want them to be. And if you're going to put them in sports and force them to do it, don't be overbearing to the point that you make them hate the sport that you love. The third thing that we can do is to find ways to get them interested in what we're interested in. And this can be done in a number of ways. I will give a personal example and then a great example one of my friends has done. I love soccer. I love college football. I love those things. It's very hard to get your kids interested in those things if they're not sports kids. And that's what I have found. But what will get them interested in is taking them to a game. We have been to a lot of college football games. We went to a professional soccer game. And as a result of that, they now will all sit down and watch a game with me because they feel connected to those teams, right? So the college I went to, Mississippi State, they know that team. We're not that great, but they're familiar with the school. They've been to the stadium. They've been to the games. And so now when we're playing, they will sit down and watch it because they are invested like I'm invested. Now, the genius thing that my friend did, and this will be helpful for you hunters out there. My buddy loves hunting. He goes hunting every year. He's a big hunter, and he wanted his son to get involved in hunting. But like many of our kids today, his son's involved and interested in video games, not hunting. So my buddy was struggling with, how do I get my kid to come out here and go hunting with me? So what he did was he bought a hunting video game. There's a game on PlayStation that is a hunting game. The son played the game. They play it all the time. And what is cooler than a video game? Being able to live the video game in real life. And so now the son is interested in hunting. So they go hunting together. So is that an option for you? I think at the end of the day, the important thing is that we can't just give up on the kids that aren't like us. If you have a kid that is not like you, that is hard to relate to, that you don't quite understand, it's your responsibility as a husband, as a father, to intentionally invest time into your family. So if you have that kid, it's on you to try to make that work. And it's not always easy. You know, I've got 3 kids. My daughter is exactly like me. We don't even have to talk. I know what she's thinking. She knows what I'm thinking. Whereas my sons, one of them's really young. The other one, he's a lot different than me. He's a lot like me, but there's also a lot of things that our interests are different. So sometimes it takes a little more intentionality. Fortunately for me, he's very upfront and direct, so I usually know what's going on. But it's up to us as fathers to relate to our kids the best we can. And sometimes that takes being intentional about things that you're just, quite frankly, not comfortable with. But if you can do it, your relationship with your kids will be better. And if you can do that with your kids, they will do it with their kids, and you will create a generation of people who are closely connected. And that is what we're called to do. So I hope this video encourages you. If you do have kids that, you know, you're struggling to connect with because they're not like you, be intentional. Find ways to integrate your 2 interests together. And if you can do that, I think your relationship will get a lot better. So I hope this video encourages you. If you do like this kind of content about husbands, fathers, men, you know, faith, what we need to be doing, what we're supposed to be doing, then please like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one.